Well, good morning again. Sorry, I'm actually just about to end my shift. So, actually, never mind. You want your usual, don't you? No, don't worry about it. I'm happy to make yours real quick. It's a slow day. Just give me a minute and I'll have it out for you. Feel free to sit down. I'll bring it over to you. It's my pleasure. And here you go. I made myself one too. Do you mind if we share a table? Thanks. Uh, my name's Cameron, by the way. Ever since you started ordering these daily, I've been kind of wanting to try one out. It's just kind of hard to sneak out personal orders sometimes. Yeah. Everything I order, I technically get half off. But you can only eat so much of the same thing every day before it starts tasting like a bit bland, don't you think? Plus, half off isn't exactly free, so it adds up. Yeah, my paychecks honestly aren't too exciting. I know the place next door has like $14 an hour, but they're also ridiculously busy all the time. I'd rather have the leniency and slow paced environment that this place offers compared to that. And plus, I make plenty enough to live off of, and I only have to work part time. It's a pretty good deal if you ask me. Oh, yeah, technically I have two jobs. This one and, a special trait of mine. It's a secret. It's a secret. Sorry. I don't want you judging me or anything before I've even gotten to know you. Oh, no. That came out wrong. It's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. I'll tell you later, I promise. You just won't believe me if I tell you now. Anyways, about this drink. It's pretty good, actually. How did you conjure it up? Like, how did you think of the recipe? Oh, come on. I'm trying to change the subject away from my job as a secret government spy. Oh, shit. You didn't. You heard it. Yeah, you heard it. I'm. I'm joking. I'm just joking. Uh, Sorry, do I look like someone who could really work for the government? Like, I'd be flattered if I did. Like, that's probably pretty cool, but. Right, exactly. So, I promise that my secret job is not government related. Fine. If you're that curious, I'll tell you. Actually, I kind of have to show you. It's somewhere else. Somewhere a bit quieter. You're right, that does sound kind of creepy. I promise it's nowhere weird or scary. Nothing weird or abnormal or suspicious, I promise. Nope, not gonna tell you. You just have to follow me. It's only a block away, I promise. You usually go home after coming to the cafe anyways, right? Lucky lucky guess? I mean, it's after school hours, right? And you never come in here with anyone else, so I just kind of figured you probably go home. So, come on. Let's go. It's just a little ways away. Consider it a date. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. And here we are. A shop. I guess it partially is in the front, but it's in the back where the magic happens. It's just behind this curtain. Ta-da! Hmm? Oh, you still don't get it? Here, just sit down. I'll show you. I will give you a free complimentary session. Oh, no. I insist. You can walk up and away at any time. I promise. Comfy, right? Feel free to recline back a bit if you want. Now, I'm going to have you stare at the screen. Until I turn it off, you are not to look away from that screen. Got it? Good. Alright. Remember, do not look away. This is perfect. This whole room is covered in sound isolation. Theater curtains, actually, so that no outside noises can come in and none can get out. A room like this one is meant to deprive you of your senses. Left to your own devices, in a room like this one, you'd eventually begin to hear your own heartbeat. You'd become hyper aware of your breathing. You could feel the blood pumping through your hands, and you'd eventually hallucinate yourself into a state of complete madness. However, in this vulnerable state, people's minds become like clay. That's to say, they don't function well on their own. Their thoughts can't really hold a shape, so to speak. This allows psychologists to manipulate and reshape a person's entire subconscious. But successfully reprogramming somebody's mind, that's the hard part. No matter what anyone did, no psychologist could ever truly recreate somebody's entire personality. That is, except for myself. My name is Cameron Evans. I work part-time at a local cafe. I have a pet cat named Morpheus, but primarily, I am a hypnotist. Last year, I managed to completely reprogram somebody. She was a 19-year-old girl with severe anxiety. She had asked me if I could get rid of her anxiety completely. After all, wouldn't it be great to live a life with no fear? To have the courage to do anything? So, I accepted her request, and within a day, she was seeing results. I remember her coming back into this very room. She was ecstatic. She was finally able to perform on stage. And a week later, she told me how she had asked out the guy of her dreams, and he said yes. Another week went by, and she had decided to join, it was a wing gliding club. Of all things, a wing gliding club. It took under a month for her to go from locking herself in her room with crippling anxiety to doing extreme sports with her new boyfriend. Unfortunately, I found out a week later that she was dead. You see, people have anxiety for a reason. Everyone needs fear in their life. People need to be afraid of things that cause danger to them. One of those major things is death. If you don't have a fear of dying, you're going to get yourself killed. So, apparently, she had gotten too confident and lost her fear of dying. She decided to jump off a building, believing herself to be immune to death. Now, how am I supposed to feel in this situation? Her death had been ruled an accidental suicide, but I kind of knew that I was technically responsible for allowing her to get to that point. In a way, I was the one who killed her. I could have been sad, I could have gotten depressed, but instead, I felt a part of me die with her. My empathy. In finally figuring out how to get rid of an emotion in someone else, I accidentally got rid of one of my own. Truthfully, I didn't feel a thing when she died. My only thought was wondering what else I could do with this newfound power. And I realized anything. I can literally do anything. I can make someone think however I want them to. I can make them behave however I want. If I want something from somebody, from anybody, I can get it. If I wanted to, I could support myself completely on just my hypnotism by hypnotizing people into constantly feeling the undeniable need to come back to me. And I've done that before. It's wonderful. But then you started coming into the cafe just as I was about to quit. The first time I laid eyes on you, I decided that I had to have you. And so I devised a plan to bring you here. And it worked. You see, the human mind is uncontrollably curious. Just by making you curious as to what my hidden job is, and with just a pinch of flattery, I was able to lead you to a hidden clinic in the back of town. You've been captured like a mouse in a mousetrap. Thanks for making it easy. I knew you were the obedient type. That video, it's getting pretty old, isn't it? You're completely hypnotized already. I love your entranced look. So, let's move on to phase 2 of this session. Now, you can hear everything I'm saying, but since your subconscious mind is in control in this hypnotized state, you can't react. That means if you wake up, you're going to try and flee, aren't you? So, just as a preventative, just in case, I'm going to buckle you into the seat, so that if you wake up, there's not a damn thing you can do about it. So don't move, and don't think. For your own safety and your own sanity, just continue listening to my voice. As I've mentioned before, I've completely mastered the art of removing emotions from one's own personality. However, I've not yet been successful in giving people emotions. You see, when I remove or fix an emotion in somebody's body, I use a technique called psychic driving. I put the subject into this vulnerable state of hypnosis, like you're in right now, and I force them to listen to the same audio and see the same images for hours and hours and hours at a time. And we're going to test to see if the same method works with giving you emotions for me as well. There's just one problem with this. A state of hypnosis is not enough to reprogram a person. That's exactly where most hypnotists fail. Their empathy prevents them from trying crueler methods to yield better results. But fortunately, I lack this empathy. So let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to be driving you insane. The hypnotized state of mind is painfully vulnerable, but not malleable. I might be able to make you feel happiness or relaxation or sadness, but it doesn't last. I have to force a deeper state of mind to show its face. I have to make your mind go from depraved of its senses to terrified of them. So, under the influence of hypnotism and insanity at the same time, you will become a complete puppet. You'll become my complete puppet. At least that's how it's worked in the past. Every mind is different after all. Why don't we get started? I'm eager to see what happens to you.